Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, most merciful, most compassionate. Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, and peace and blessing be upon His last messenger, Muhammad, peace be upon him, his companions, and those who follow the right path. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you and the mercy of Allah and His grace. Welcome to Understanding Islam Ramadan, the show that brings you spiritual reflection, devotion to Allah Almighty, and self discipline with an in depth look at the holy month of Ramadan. Today we are here from the beautifully and artistically designed Al Fattan Mosque in Dubai. And we'd like to remind you that we will have a great competition where 4 of our viewers will have the opportunity to win an all-inclusive trip to Umrah. Stay tuned to answer our question through normal SMS. And every Thursday, we will announce the winner on Dubai One's show, City Rap Ramadan at 7 p.m. inshallah. Dear beloved viewers, today we will speak about the early Muslims and Ramadan, starting with the Messenger Muhammad, peace be upon him, and Ramadan. Although all his sins are forgiven by Allah Almighty, the Messenger, peace be upon him, was the most hard-working and worshipping believer because he was the best of all believers. He was a thankful slave and servant of Allah Almighty. His worship was exceptional throughout the year. He, peace be upon him, would spend about half of each night standing in prayers and humbleness for hours at a time, and these were his normal nights. The month of Ramadan was unlike any other month for the Messenger, peace be upon him. As he knew and appreciated the importance of Ramadan, his time was filled with worships and good deeds more than any other time of the year. In Ramadan, he, peace be upon him, would increase his worship, spend most of the night and sometimes all of the night standing in prayers and obedience. And it was not just salah and prayers, but all kind of worship and good deeds. Each day in Ramadan, the Messenger, peace be upon him, used to study and ponder over the Holy Quran, the final message from Allah Almighty to humanity. He, peace be upon him, used to review and study the Holy Quran with Jibreel, peace be upon him. Some days, he, peace be upon him, would be so occupied with worships that he forsake his food altogether and continue his fast for 2 or 3 days at one go. Keep in mind that this is specific to the Messenger, peace be upon him, and it is not allowed for any other Muslim to do that. Dear beloved viewers, charity in Ramadan is better than charity at any other time, and it is the best charity, as the Messenger, peace be upon him, said. That is why the generosity of the Prophet, peace be upon him, reached its highest level in Ramadan. As Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma reported and said, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, was the most generous of people in charity, but he was generous to the utmost in the month of Ramadan. Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, was more generous in giving charity than the blowing wind. Dear beloved viewers, the Messenger, peace be upon him, used to perform i'tikaf for 10 days each Ramadan, temporarily secluding himself in the masjid, forsaking worldly matters and pleasures, and dedicating his whole time to worship and obedience to Allah Almighty. In his last Ramadan on this earth, he, peace be upon him, doubled these days and performed i'tikaf for 20 days of Ramadan. When the last 10 days of Ramadan comes, the Messenger, peace be upon him, used to change his night into a day, making it lively with worship and good deeds, and wake up his wives and family to join in worship and not miss this great opportunity, hoping to catch Laylatul Qadr, the ultimate and best night of the year. Dear beloved viewers, that was a quick glimpse at the life of the Messenger, peace be upon him, in Ramadan. It is a real inspiration and motivation to all Muslims to work harder in Ramadan and aspire to gain the ultimate prize and catch the most important night of the year, a night that is better than 1,000 months. Dear beloved viewers, it's time now for a short break. We'll come back to continue our discussion. Stay with us. Welcome back. Dear viewers, nowadays, before the onset of Ramadan, people start preparing for it. Sadly, most of the preparation nowadays are material only, concerning food, drinks, and merchandises. That is not the required preparations. You know how the early Muslims prepared for Ramadan? Muslims in the earlier years used to prepare for Ramadan as well. In fact, they used to prepare for Ramadan many months ahead, supplicating to Allah Almighty to reach Ramadan. Part of their preparation was to warm up their bodies for the coming fast by fasting some days in Sha'ban, the month before Ramadan. They will also hurry up to make up for any remaining missed days from the previous Ramadan, so that they will finish all of it before the new Ramadan arrives. And when Ramadan arrives, their lives are transformed. First, their relationship with the Holy Quran. The Messenger, peace be upon him, used to study the whole of the Holy Quran with Jibreel, peace be upon him, each Ramadan. And the Salaf and early Muslims imitated the Messenger, peace be upon him, in that. They used to give the Holy Quran an extra attention in Ramadan. Many times they will stop their studies of different branches of knowledge and science in Ramadan just to concentrate on reciting, studying, and understanding the Holy Quran. Because of such dedication, many of them used to finish reciting the Holy Quran many times over in Ramadan. Some of them used to finish reciting the full Holy Quran each 3 nights, others each 7 nights, and many of them will finish it in 10 nights. Qatada radiallahu anhu used to recite the full Holy Quran each 7 days throughout the year, but in Ramadan he will recite it each 3 days, and in the final 10 days of Ramadan he will recite it in full each night. Dear beloved viewers, the recitation of early Muslims was not just rushing it without understanding. They used to recite the Holy Quran with feelings and pondering over its meanings. And when they reach a verse of glad tidings, they will pray to Allah Almighty to grant them that. And when they recite a verse of warning, they will pray to Allah Almighty to protect them from that, and so on. So, dear beloved viewers, we should imitate our beloved Messenger, peace be upon him, and his righteous followers, and correct our relationship with the Holy Quran, and increase our recitation in Ramadan, and ask Allah Almighty whenever the verse is appropriate. Dear beloved viewers, one of the outstanding attributes of early Muslims was their love for charity and helping and sharing with others. Muslims in the earlier years used to share their food with poor people, and sometimes give the only little food they have with them to the poor, even if they had to remain hungry themselves. There are countless examples of this. Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu used to break his fast only with poor and needy people, and if he could not find one, he will break his fast but refrain from dinner and stay hungry. If a poor person asked him for food, he would give him all his food share. No matter how hungry he was, he would opt for the poor person to have his share. Once a needy person asked Imam Ahmad radiallahu anhu for help, and he had only 2 loaves of bread with him for his fast breaking. Yet he gave them both to the needy person and remained foodless. May peace and mercy be upon those great souls that strive to help others, even if they were in need themselves. Dear beloved viewers, the Salaf and early Muslims used to increase their night prayers in Ramadan. There are many narrations about that. Umar radiallahu anh, the second Khalifa, used to pray in the night as much as he could. And then in the middle of the night, he will wake up his family members to pray the extra prayer. Uthman radiallahu anh, the third Khalifa, was well known for his frequent and long night prayers and recitation of the Holy Quran. And in some occasion, he will recite the full Quran in 1 rak'ah. Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiallahu anhuma used to stand up the night in prayers and recite with a beautiful melodious voice and without rushing, just as if he was the Imam and not praying alone. He will finish around the last minutes of the night. This was narrated from many of the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, and they used to recite hundreds of verses in their prayers and finish their prayers very close to Fajr and dawn. So, dear beloved viewers, it is very difficult for most people to do such great worships. However, there is an easier way to get great rewards through minimum efforts. We should try to imitate these great examples by at least praying something in the night. The minimum is to pray the Isha and Fajr prayers in the mosque with the congregation, and you will get the reward of spending the whole night in prayer, inshallah. Also, when you pray Taraweeh or Tahajjud with the Imam, do not leave till the Imam finishes the Salah, and you will also get rewards of spending the whole night in prayers, as the Messenger, peace be upon him, said. Dear beloved viewers, we supplicate to Allah Almighty to grant us success in this great month and make us good for ourselves and everyone around us. O Allah, give us the strength for fasting, prayer, and recitation of the Holy Quran, and accept our prayers, fasting, and qiyam, and all our good deeds, and make them sincere for you alone. O Allah, beautify our souls with sincerity for you, and beautify our deeds with imitating and following your Messenger Muhammad, peace be upon him. O Allah, wake us from our carelessness and save us from the bottoms of sins, and forgive our mistakes and wrongdoings, and accept our humble efforts. Ameen. O Allah, deliver Ramadan to us and deliver us to Ramadan, and accept it from us, so that when it's over, you have forgiven us, had mercy on us, and pardoned us all. Ameen. May Allah accept your fasting. See you tomorrow, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you, and the mercy of Allah and His grace.